You're listening to Tripod, the Tricycle Creative podcast, produced for anyone interested in being a better digital and content marketer. Host Ross Erosion is a marketing coach, content creator, and entrepreneur who brings you helpful tips, social media updates, inspiring interviews, and his own unique perspective on how to tell your story and grow your business. So sit back, relax, and let's get pedaling.
R.I.Peanut on this episode of Tripod. Well, Chris, Mr. Peanut is dead.
Good riddance.
Good riddance.
He was a jerk.
I got a lot of dirt on that Mr. Peanut.
What a jerk. Jet to the aristocracy. Eat the rich. That's what I said.
Oh my God. This podcast got dark really fast. He's full of protein. He's so protein packed. How could you? So yeah, I want to talk about the death of Mr. Peanut. Right? I think he is I don't know if he's necessarily on the Mount Rushmore of recognizable mascots, but he's got to be in the wings. I mean, he's got to be second team. He's got to be second team Mount Rushmore of recognizable mascots.
Oh, he's got
mascots, right?
Yeah, he's definitely got a plaque at Monticello at least, you know.
Yeah, right? I mean, between the fact that yes, he's a peanut, but the monocle, the top hat, the cane,
emblematic.
Yeah. I mean,
he's a baron of industry. I put him right next to Mr. Monopoly and the Pringles guy.
I think these are just people that wear monocles. What kind of organization are you doing over there? Look through your notes. What else is he organizing?
Are we not just playing Guess Who of mascots? Which, by the way, would be amazing.
That's a good one, though. Monocle is a big eliminator. Monocle wearer is a huge eliminator in the Guess Who game. Little inside tip there. So
let's talk about this campaign here.
So Mr. Peanut died pre-Super Bowl. Then Mr. Kobe Bryant and his daughter and other people forget about the other people with Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash. And then, you may not have known this, they put a complete hold on this Mr. Peanut campaign for like a week and a half. They put a hold on it. There was more part of this campaign scheduled, but then they kind of the crescendo, I suppose, was Super Bowl, right? Where
what is it? What does Mr. Peanut had just because Kobe Bryant died?
Yeah, because it was a campaign around someone dying. They didn't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole, so they halted the entire campaign. I think there was a lot more lead-in stuff.
This was going to be like an ongoing.
Yeah, I think it had more juice in it. Yeah. You know, and that kind of got put on the shelf, and then Super Bowl, where we saw the funeral attended by Mr. Clean and the Kool-Aid Man, who was
right, among others who I didn't catch. I should have rewatched the commercial and seen if there.
You know what it was kind of like? It was like Tony Stark's funeral.
I thought you were going to say it was like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, never. No, never. It's a good movie though, but no, not like that. It was like the funeral for Tony Stark in the Avengers, where you're like, oh, it's a who's who.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Oh my God. Sorry. I meant, no, too late. If you haven't watched it yet, for the love of God.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, you're right. Spoiler alert. Yeah. So you're like, who's that? Hey, who's that kid? That kid was from one of the Iron Man movies. Just get over it. Figure it out. Jeez Louise. And then Kool-Aid Man cries. His tears have powers. And what happens then, Chris? What happens then?
Mr. Peanut, his coffin turns into Groot, essentially, I think. Mr. Peanut turns into what is essentially Baby Yoda. And it's a baby peanut.
Baby nut.
Right.
I believe is the hashtag. So I don't know if that's officially or unofficial his name. I'm too busy to say unofficial. Okay. But I'm very angry about this. What a rip. I mean, come on.
Right? They're so obviously ripping off the Baby Yoda.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, unapologetically almost.
Mm-hmm.
Flagrant.
Feels
Almost
lazy.
It offends my senses. It offends my eye senses, which is vision. It offends all of it. How they would do that.
So
Now-
fail all around then?
People are talking about it.
Hey,
So people are talking about it like,
it.
what
You're
the-
right. People
that's
are talking-
Baby Yoda rip.
Yeah, what are you going to do? People are talking about it.
I mean, oh, I just saw this. They have a merch shop. Hold on. I'm going to go and look at this merch.
I'm going to go and buy this merch.
I'm going to show them
I'm going
bunch
to
of
anger shop
idiots.
this merch.
What a bunch of idiots. Talk about things while I look for this merch.
I'll show them. Yeah, well, one of the things, first of all, making an ad campaign around death is probably always a real risky.
That is
real,
true.
Real
That's a
risky
risk.
go. So they definitely, didn't sort of fumble the ball there.
Yeah.
One of the trends I want to talk about. Well, two things actually. First of all, hashtag campaigns everywhere during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
had a hashtag campaign.
Totally.
Who's searching?
If I may, I would just like to throw out someone who had some real hot Super Bowl takes, hotter than mine that will ever be, and that is one of our friends of the show, Kayla. Hot Super Bowl takes. Kayla Knob. Kayla, KaylaNaab. Look her up. Hot Super Bowl takes. Sorry, Chris.
Okay.
Go
No,
on.
that's fine. Yeah, a lot of hashtag campaigns. Do you look these up? Do you go to these hashtags? Do you follow hashtags? I mean, are you following hashtag Baby Nut now?
No.
Yeah.
But I'm angry about
aside
that
from
one.
the campaign,
Probably
aside from
wouldn't.
the social campaign manager of Planters, who's following these hashtags? Also,
I don't know, man. People are out there. I don't know who these people are, but they're doing it. I'm looking at Planter's website right now, and apparently people are.
Is it all hay mail?
What's going on here? Let me see what this is.
What I did like though, I noticed quite a few, not just Planters, but there was a lot of commercials with like collaboration with other companies, or at least other companies under a parent company,
Yeah.
There was the
You're
Tide
right.
with Charlie Day going, Tide did their campaign again with the, fake ad that then is a Tide ad, but also it's still a real ad for the other thing.
I wonder part of that, because if I remember, I think I saw that like a Super Bowl commercial this year was like 5 million or something like that.
Mhm.
You wonder if they're getting smart and doubling down.
Oh, they're like, hey, let me get in on this with you.
Yeah.
Like, let's get more bang for our buck. That's what P&G did, right? P&G just had like every mascot and spokesperson that for every product in one ad.
Yeah.
And I mean, the whole message was like, look what we can do when we work together, or something like that. But it's like, yeah, you're right. Look what we can do when we pay for one commercial and advertise.
And jam
12
everyone in
different things.
here.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're a multi-brand manager and you're paying 5 mil, you're going to go to the other departments and say, hey, you want to spread this 5 mil around?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I could see the value there for sure.
Which does make me wonder then, is Tide paying more or are they paying less?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I
Yeah.
don't know. Well, I haven't been able to find this merch, supposedly.
Well, you're working hard. You really don't want a Baby
I
Nut
don't
shirt.
want to buy this merch
so hard to
bad
not
that
want
I'm going
Baby
to
Peanut
keep
t-shirt.
looking. So, anyways, I've never used the internet before, apparently. I can't figure out how to find this stupid thing.
Yeah, just ask Alexa to buy you a Baby Peanut shirt.
I don't do the Alexa things. I mean, I'm not on board with those things yet.
Oh, right. You forgot you respect your privacy and all that.
A little bit. I just respect it enough that I don't feel like I need to give it all away. to be able to play Huey Lewis and the News sports album by saying it out loud when I can just 2 clicks on Spotify and play it. I don't need that much control.
Oh, and I bet you set a timer in the kitchen with your hands like an animal.
Oh my God.
Not an intellect like me with my mouth.
Yeah. You're just all those seconds you're saving, Chris. What are you doing with them? What are you doing with all those seconds? So I don't love Baby Nut. I think it's is derivative even the right word? It feels like it is, but it just feels so in the face that this is Baby Yoda. Yeah. Here's the thing. I like the killing off of Mr. Peanut, not because I hate the guy, right? Oh, actually, there's one other thing in this. He has a name.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Peanuts, which I don't know how this works, but his name apparently is Bartholomew Richard Fitzgerald Smythe. Doesn't even end in peanut. So I don't, anyways.
Yeah.
Doesn't even end in
Mr.
peanut.
Peanut's not even his official name. It's a
You can even
nickname.
throw peanut at the end, so it's not Bartholomew Peanut. Like that would make, okay. And then you got all the rest of the ridiculous stuff in between.
He's also 104. So
that's pretty old. He looks good for 104.
Looks great.
He does. I like the idea of like the what? The killing off of a known entity, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's intriguing, but I don't like where the destination.
But you can only do it with a mascot that maybe is not so near and dear to our hearts.
As
you know what I mean?
Mr. Peanut?
Because if McDonald said Ronald McDonald is dead,
oh my God,
there's no way that would fly. And then there's Baby Ronald, which is a creepy baby clown.
That would be. Oh my God,
that's a nightmare.
Or Mr. Clean. What if Mr. Clean died?
See, I feel like Mr. Clean, maybe not, but
Mr. Clean would definitely die.
Man, sure.
Mr. Clean would definitely die at the hands of a jealous husband. Let me just put it out there. It's like a Law and Order episode. Mr. Clean would be dead at the hands of a jealous, suspicious husband.
Mr. Clean was getting dirty in his off time.
That's right. I know we're talking Mr. Peanut. I'm not Baby Nut. Okay, fine. Right. But were there any other ads, Super Bowl, anything else Super Bowl related that you saw? I know that the crescendo of the Mr. Peanut death was the Super Bowl ad. Was there anything else that tickled your fancy?
Yeah, Doritos did okay with the Lil Nas Sam Elliott thing.
Yeah,
their little dance off. It wasn't too bad.
Okay.
I do like the self-parking car.
Yeah, that's on my list.
I saw it pre-Super Bowl, but still ended up being my favorite one.
I like the avocado QVC. Do you remember that where it's like it was like they were like selling the avocado like a little holder and a hat, stuff like that. Like I thought that was pretty funny. Because a little peek inside my world, I watch Quacker Factory on QVC. If you've never watched it and you come across it on your dial, recommend it.
Just recommend something new about you.
Well, Quacker Factory is tops and pants for ladies. But here's the thing, Chris. Here's what makes him a quacker. Here's what makes him a quacker, bro.
Uh-huh.
They have little like sparkly stuff all over them. And boy, are they excited about that sparkly stuff. Okay?
And this is
I'm going to tell you.
Watch?
Yes, Chris. This is something I watch. I'm a marketer, Chris. I have to watch this.
Right.
This is part of the territory. Quacker Factory is a monster of industry, Chris. I mean,
I thought it was a children's cartoon when you first said it.
No, they're moving product left and right, Chris. You don't even know. You don't even know. Well,
so good campaign, bad campaign. Yeah.
I like the beginning. I didn't like the end.
Do you think it would have been more effective had their campaign not hit that old snag of an actual person dying?
Yeah, I can imagine that probably threw it off a little bit, right? Maybe they had something better planned than Baby Nut, and then that happened. That's what I want to think.
Oh, you think?
know,
Well, but I don't know. They got that animated real quick. If not,
all over the website too. So I mean, they were ready.
Like a lot of assets for
That's
something.
Like 6-month project. I don't know another word for a nut. Project Legume. That's how it was coded in all the internal emails. All those assets that they created. Well,
the legume is Lagon.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. Well, R.I.Peanut. Now, what did we learn? Well, Chris, what have we learned today?
We learned Mr. Peanut is not his real name.
It's not even his real fake name. It's not his real. It's not his fake. It's not his name. He has some other name. It doesn't end in Mr. in Peanut. So it's more like a nickname, if anything.
Right.
So I think we also learned imitation, I suppose, sincerest form of flattery, because we know this is just a hard rip of Baby Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
if I see Baby Peanut sipping his tea,
oh my God,
not interested.
Oh my God. I guess we'll see where this campaign goes now. See
that's the real question. Yeah, how hard are they going to push the pedal on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they probably put a lot of time into it. You got to think they have follow through campaigns now with with Baby Nut. You know, Wesley Snipes for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, guys. The Blade series was an underrated Marvel series, but it's surprising to see Wesley Snipes in a Peanut commercial, nonetheless, in a Baby Nut commercial. So,
you know what I would have rather have seen?
What?
Mr. Peanut dies, shell cracks open, a human comes out, named Bartholomew Richard Fitzgerald Smythe. Right? Like
that would have been good. That kind of would have been like the KFC stuff they've been doing.
Yeah.
Where it's like a different comedian every time.
Right. Like I'm imagining like an old shriveled like Mr. Burns type of man like crawling out of a shell being like,
okay, how about this? The shell cracks, out of the shell jumps the old guy from the Six Flags commercial. How about that one? Just an idea, guy, all right?
Or Kool-Aid Man burst through the shell.
Oh my God. It's like cannibalism or something. I do like your take. Oh God. You killed him. And then I think the last thing we learned from this campaign is you shouldn't be afraid to kill your idols. And I was even say your marketing idols. Like I said, I like the beginning part of this campaign. It was eyebrow raising. It was interesting. Killing off Mr. Peanut. That's like, oh, what? That's a known entity. That was very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't.
Baby Nut though seems lazy.
I don't.
Madam Cashew.
Ooh, that would have been good.
Right?
Oh my God! Like, what if they took it in a direction they made a woman? They did a woman.
Right, Miss Pistachio or something.
Oh my God! Yes. See, right there. Planters, if you're listening, that's ours. You can't have it.
You can't
stay away.
Yeah, we've got Miss Cashew.
Stick with your old Baby Nut. We got Miss Macadamia in your face.
Thanks for listening to Tripod. Be sure to subscribe and rate the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Stitcher, or wherever you listen. Show notes can be found at tripodpodcast.com. Connect with Tricycle Creative on social media at Hello Tricycle and learn more about how we can help you with your marketing at tricycle-creative.com.